Hey guys, I'm Rachel and I'm here to tell you about my Disney Alaskan cruise. This trip was absolutely fantastic. I had plenty of times to chill, relax, but also do some more exciting, intense things. There were so many different unique experiences that I've never experienced anywhere else that make it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, it was a Disney cruise, so we took one of the Disney ships, more specifically the Disney Wonder, as you can see by the shirt that I'm currently wearing, one of my souvenirs from the trip. So on a cruise, you have a few days at sea, but also a few days of stops where you can stop, go into town, maybe find some excursion that's fun to do. Our first excursion was to Skagway, where we took a bus tour and got to go around and see a bunch of wildlife, see some puppies at an Iditarod Musher Camp, and see a bunch of the beautiful views that they have in Alaska. Our second excursion was a hike. It was super intense and absolutely exhausting, but it was worth it. We got to hike all the way up to a glacier and on the way hiked to all kinds of tall places where we got to see some beautiful views. Once we got up to the glacier, we got to walk on it and also go into an ice cave. It was crazy. While I was on that hike, I got to even find some really cool rocks. I brought two different kinds of the rocks from while I was there. This one is before things have really been compressed. You can see it's kind of dirty, but the rock is actually pure white. And then you have this one that is from the compression of being underneath the glacier for so many years. You can tell the difference between these two because this one is super light, and then this one, pretty heavy. Our third stop was in Ketchikan, a quaint little town with all the wooden docks and wooden buildings where we got to go around, go into some shops, but for our excursion, we went on another hike. Now, this one wasn't nearly as intense as our hike all the way up to a glacier. This one was more of a casual one, like walking down the well-trod path, but we got to see all kinds of fun, exciting Alaskan nature, because there's so many plants that are there that are so different from what we have here, or more specifically where I live in Tennessee. And we got to see, most excitingly, an eagle. It was honestly pretty cool because we didn't even spot it at first, and then we got to watch it for a few minutes. My mom got a picture. And then we actually got to see it take off and fly right in front of us. It was so cool. Well, without further ado, here's my trip to Alaska. Before we went on any of our excursions, we got to experience Alaska from the cruise ship. We went all the way up to Dawes Glacier and got to see the icebergs passing by as our boat went through the icy Alaskan waters. Here's our boat, the Disney Wonder, in Skagway, Alaska, which was our first stop of the trip. We took a van tour and got to see everything from mountains to wildlife. On the rest of our trip, we made quite a few stops on the side of the highway and would climb around and look at the beautiful waters and the mountains and things like that, because there was just so much to be seen in Alaska, and we didn't want to let these amazing views go to waste. One of our stops was at the Iditarod Musher Can, where we got to directly interact with puppies and play with the older dogs that would, in the winter when there was snow, pull the sleds around. It was my favorite stop of the trip. Our next stop was Juneau, Alaska, where we took a glacier hike and stopped to look at the many beautiful views along the way. We got to climb on top of the glacier, and then after a bit, actually go under the glacier and look around down there. Our last stop was in the quaint town of Ketchikan. Our last excursion took us to the woods of Alaska, where we got to see some of the unique Alaskan greenery. Thank you for joining me on my travels through Alaska. I know it's not the same to see it in pictures as it is to see it in real life, so I hope that one day you'll consider going on a Disney cruise of your own. So, as they say in the Disney community, see you real soon!